History is a social imperative. It's a necessary skill.
Geography is now. Geography occurs right now, wherever you are, wherever anyone is.
For you to understand, to interpret issues of bias on the newspaper, what President Wilson said in the 1930s, you need those skills, the ability to sit and sieve out good information from bad information. The only way you can get that is from really engaging historical literature and historical material.
I always say to my students, geography is here, there, everywhere. So obviously it's a subject that is relevant today, and it'll take students through with their skills to the fourth technological revolution.
The issues of cultural misunderstanding and racism that we have in our country is because a lot of our kids in public schools do not take history. They prioritize accounting, they prioritize economics ahead of history. In a country like ours, a country that has had a very, very violent past, including what has happened throughout Africa with the transatlantic slave trade in it. It's important that we understand the Haitian Revolution in the 1800s, we understand the liberation movements, and we understand that some of African leaders have not necessarily taken the right policies. And we need to engage that. It needs to be part of the curriculum.
We look at the physical side, the climatology, the geomorphology. The kind of students that are scientifically based will really succeed in that kind of section.
The curriculum from grade 10 to grade 12 concentrates on South Africa, concentrates on Africa, focuses on the Cold War, focuses on global events that have changed the world in the last century, in the 20th century.
Then you've got the section which is human-based, settlement, development, the human component. Students that can write better essays, can discuss things, that's the section for them.
But mainly, there's a drive in South Africa to teach African history.
We cater for everybody.
I think critical thinking, critical analysis, the ability to think.
Well, first of all, passion. Because if I teach them, and any other geography teacher that teaches them, you're going to see passion.
The ability to sieve out information, key information, from biased information. Those are the skills I think any lawyer, any doctor, any professional needs.
They're going to obviously need skills of critical thinking. They're going to need to think out the box. Because, as I said, humans have entered the earth, the planet, and we've changed things. So students will need to critically think, is that a positive influence or a negative influence? And that's what we need going forward. And then they would obviously need precision when they do map work and when they work with GIS, Geographic Information Systems, which are coming up, they would need IT skills. Geography, again, is for tomorrow. Geography is living around us right now. Everything that you see on TV, everything that you see as you drive down the road and look out the window, that's geography happening.
The pros of taking history is that you make the right call. In a country like ours, in a country like South Africa where social justice is important, you need people who understand the context, who understand the history, to make the right policy, to make the right decisions.
So a pro of taking geography is that you are existing in your subject. So it's not learning a subject that you didn't exist in. It's today, it's now. You are living in your subject and you can experience it.
You cannot make that without any historical background, any historical context, or without any historical context, yeah. I cannot think of many.
A con? I can't really think of a con.
The cons of taking history would be that
I could think of a con for every other subject.
No cons of me taking history. I can't give you an answer for that.
I don't think geographers look at things from a con point of view. It's just going to give you a fantastic, solid background and platform on which to grow your any career.
You have to take history. It's an imperative. It's a social imperative. It's an important subject that any young man, any progressive nation, especially in the third world, especially in the global south, that I think kids need to take. It speaks to colonialism, it speaks to imperialism, it speaks to land dispossession. Those are very, very important discussions for any young engineer, for any young man who's coming to live in the global south, for any young man who's coming to live in developing countries. You must take history.
There's so many careers that are coming up that are geographically based: environmental law, environmental impact studies, sustainable architecture. So those kind of things which don't exist right now, they are the careers for the future. The move in geography towards technology and the predictability of weather systems, of physical features around rivers and so on, and how people are affecting that, you're going to get skills that need to be flexible and dynamic, because the world that any student is going to go into is going to require flexibility and dynamism. Geography forces you to think in that way.
Yeah, geographers and scientists will tell you that history is useless, history speaks about dead people, history speaks about the past. Well, that's not the case. All successful nations have a very clear understanding of their past and their history. History is an imperative. History is a social imperative. It's a life imperative.
History, why live in the past? Geography, that's living today and going forward into your tomorrow.
You need to take history because it empowers you. You understand your society better, you understand yourself better, and you understand the context that you're living in better.
Choose the subject that will benefit you for your tomorrow and the challenges of your tomorrow.
Whether you're a doctor, you're an engineer, you're a lawyer, you need that historical background to understand, not to repeat the mistakes of the past, and to make the right policy decisions.